There are four wrestling rumors we hope are true, and we hope aren't. 16-time world champion returning to WWE sooner than expected. Major change in Roman Reigns' opponent for Money in the Bank 2022. I'm Todd Tanner. This is Wrestling News Now. What's happening, everybody? Let's get right down to it. Once again, I found an article on sportskedia.com written by Rohit Nath. So let's get right down to it. Let's talk about it on this evening. Quote, welcome to this week's edition of WWE/Wrestling Rumors. We hope are true and those we hope aren't. It's the post Hell in the Cell edition, and this week will feature a bit of fallout from that and news about the upcoming months. We're entering an action-packed summer in the world of wrestling, and there is a lot to look forward to. As for this edition, it includes news about the return of a record-breaking champion, constant changes in plans for a certain star, changes in plans for Roman Reigns, the future of a popular AEW star, and a former world title contender potentially returning to WWE, among other things. Let's begin. Rumor number 4. Hope is true. Charlotte Flair returning to WWE sooner than expected. Charlotte Flair has been out of action ever since WrestleMania Backlash this May after suffering an quote injury, close quote, during her loss to Ronda Rousey. She was written out of action. It was used as a reason for her to take time off so she could get married to Andrade El Idolo. She has taken a well-deserved hiatus, however, that may only last a month longer. So WrestlingNews.com pointed out that WWE is already advertising Charlotte Flair for the July 15th episode of SmackDown. So Sportskedia Keek Sharma wrote, quote, WWE is already preparing for her return. Charlotte is advertised for a SmackDown episode on July 15th in Orlando, Florida, close quote. Quote, we hope this is true because it will be right on time for the build-up to SummerSlam, which will take place at the end of July. Rumor number 3. Hope it isn't true. A major change in plans for Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank 2022. Roman Reigns didn't have a match at Hell in a Cell 2022. However, that is expected to change at Money in the Bank, as he has been rumored to face Riddle for the undisputed Universal Championship. It now appears that the plans may have changed again. Dave Meltzer noted on the Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE may have changed their plans for Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. Quote, 2022, quote, but the plan was for it to be, they are doing the match. The plan was to do it in Vegas, which of course, as you recall, the plan for Vegas was Roman Reigns against Riddle. Now Roman Reigns is not necessarily off that show, but Roman Reigns and Riddle is probably off the show. But they can't always change their minds. They can change everything tomorrow. Close quote, said David Meltzer. Quote, he reiterated his point in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, stating that the match is unlikely to happen. We hope this isn't true because Riddle versus Reigns would be a great way to elevate the former, even if he isn't going to win. However, Bobby Lashley seems to signal his desire for a title shot after his win at Hell in a Cell. So that could be another alternative direction. Rumor number 3. Hope is true. The possible reason why WWE allowed Cody Rhodes to wrestle at Hell in the Cell. Quote, Cody Rhodes earned the respect of the wrestling world when he entered Hell in a Cell with a torn pectoral muscle, before putting on the performance of a lifetime in his win over Seth Rollins. It was an instant classic and has been dubbed as one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in years. Many were surprised that WWE made Cody Rhodes wrestle, but a report from WrestlingNews.com stated that it was the American Nightmare who insisted on wrestling despite officials telling him they could put an alternate plan in its place. In a tweet by WrestlingNews.com, it was reported that the reason WWE let him wrestle was that he could have or he couldn't have had done more damage anyway. Quote, the reasoning for why Cody was cleared to wrestle is because he can't do more damage to his completely torn pec. There were some high-risk spots, moonsault, that was scrapped from the match, close quote, quote. We hope this is true because it led to an all-time classic. We also hope that Rhodes takes as much time to recover as he possibly can. Rumor number 2. Hope it isn't true. WWE flip-flops Lacey Evans again. Quote, Lacey Evans still doesn't seem to have a defined brand. While her promos began playing on SmackDown, it was revealed that she would be moving over to Raw. This has seemingly changed again, as a report from PWI Insider revealed that she has been internally shifted back to SmackDown. Sportskedia's Hansel Pagado wrote, quote, according to Mike Johnson from PWI Insider, Lacey Evans won't be continuing her career in Raw, as she has shifted back to the blue brand over the last 48 hours, close quote. We hope this isn't true because WWE needs a definitive plan in place for Lacey Evans to plan future championship feuds. Rumor number 2. Hope it isn't true. The potential date on which MJF could sign with WWE. Quote, MJF has been in the headlines following his incredible promo on Dynamite. He has made no secret of the fact that when his contract reaches its expiry date, he will listen to offers from WWE. MJF, in the eyes of many, is the perfect WWE superstar due to his emphasis on character work and promos over his in-ring ability. He certainly has all the potential in the world and has proven to be an invaluable talent. According to Sean Ross Sapp, the beginning of 2024 is when MJF could be a free agent. Sportskeeda Matt Black wrote, quote, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, MJF's contract is officially up on January 1st of 2024, so he could feasibly be able to appear for the company at the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble, close quote. We hope this is true because it will likely set a precedent for talent control over their own destinies. It will also give MJF the best contract possible. Last but not least, rumor number 1. Hope it isn't true. No progress with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Quote, it has been a while now since the Sasha Banks Naomi incident took place. During that time, they have been stripped of their titles and haven't appeared on TV since. Appearing on live programming even seems to be a far stretch, as the duo are reportedly yet to come to terms with WWE over what happened. Company officials are allegedly not happy with the duo over their incident. In a new report on Fightful Select, it seems that neither party is close to coming to a solution. Sportskedia's Mike Black wrote, quote, in an update from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, according to people he has spoken to within WWE, they've, quote, not heard of much, if any, communication between the two sides, close quote. But Sapp was able to confirm that the company has canceled all upcoming travel plans for both Banks and Naomi. This certainly lends credence to this problem not going away anytime soon, close quote. Quote, we hope this isn't true because it's unfortunate that two incredible superstars are being wasted on the sidelines over an issue that can be resolved. And rumor number 1, hope is true. Cesaro's possible future. Quote, Cesaro has been a free agent for a while now. His contract with WWE simply expired, and there has been a lot of speculation as to whether he will join his friends in AEW. Even Tony Khan has spoken highly of him. However, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Cesaro is likely to re-sign with his former company. Quote, "It is not known if AEW made an offer for him, but Tony Khan has spoke highly of him. But with the size of some of the new contracts WWE has given, there is the feeling a guy like Cesaro in his early 40s will return because he's comfortable with WWE, even though he recognizes he'll never be used on top. But there's nothing definite in that direction." Close quote. We hope this is true because, as unfortunate as it is that Cesaro might never be a top star, he can still have a satisfying Hall of Fame worthy career. For Wrestling News Now, I'm Todd Tanner. I want to thank sportskeeda.com for well-written articles and for all the contributors. As always, I get my information from a lot of sources. I want to make sure that I give credit to those who wrote the articles. So there you have it. For Wrestling News Now, once again, I'm Todd Tanner.